Hello everyone, welcome back to Hero Wars Guide. We got the game data for the new Titan events this morning, so I want to go over that as well as one small item from the game data. So starting out, I can confirm that the Titan events, one for each of the elements, have the same name as the old events, the classic events from last seen maybe about a year ago at this point, but they've been totally overhauled in terms of tasks. All three of them are going to run concurrently for the whole weekend, which normally would be very exciting to have three events all at the same time. But as we'll see in a minute, there's not really a lot of overlap between the tasks, so it's, I don't think, going to actually do us any favor. So all three of them follow this pattern where there are 4 tasks for leveling up each of the titans of the element, and then there's some kind of titan task. In the case of Scorching Days, we have opening artifact spheres, and then some kind of hero task, in this case again spending energy. And then there's a final task for completing all of the other milestones on the other tasks, and simply logging in. So what those tasks are, and of course the titans vary for each one of those events. For Scorching Days, we have spending energy up to 12,000, and opening the Titan artifact spheres up to 400, which would get to be somewhat expensive if you don't happen to have a lot of these in your inventory. I personally have been saving them because I've got one of the totem summoning spheres on hand. So this one will be nice for me, but probably most people aren't going to have hundreds of these laying around, so that's a bit of a shame. We have not had a whole lot of other events call for openings. I think one of the newer events had 150 or so, so that probably won't be typical for most people to have. Then moving into rainy season, again following that same structure, the unique tasks to this one, other than the water titans, is that you're opening some of the Titan summoning spheres, which will probably be a lot easier. Most people keep, I think, probably 100 or so of these on hand, if not thousands, if you've been a long-term player and most of those resources aren't going to be quite as interesting for you. Then the hero task for this one is just absolutely brutal. It's 120 tower chests, which for a 3-day event is meaning that you open you would have to open almost every single one. There's 45 chests if you pay to open both of them, both of the extra chests for every level in the tower. So that would be 135 in 3 days is the absolute max that you could possibly do. Hopefully, if you're somewhere where you can get the extra day out of these, you've not already run tower for the day, and that would allow you to get up a little bit farther in this for free. The free chests would be for a 3-day event 45, and if you do have the 4th day, then you'd get up to 60, and maybe depending on the rewards, which I don't have insight into yet, but depending on the rewards, maybe it's worth opening 5 of the 50 emerald chests or something to get up to here. But 120, that's really, really high. And especially if you know you're going to get gold out of another chest, there's no way you'd want to open that up with emeralds. So unless the rewards for this are just shockingly fantastic, I will definitely be sitting this one out. And then finally we have Riotus Growth. And here, same structure, but the Titan themed event is upgrading the skins of any Titans up to 40 times and opening outland chests up to 150. 150 also will get to be quite expensive for a 3-day event. We'll have to wait and see what the rewards are out of these events. As far as the value for these things goes, we don't know the reward type, so can't say anything definitive here. But if it follows the model of the old versions of the events, where the rewards are weighted pretty heavily towards Titan Soulstones, then I will probably feel somewhat negatively about these events. It's kind of weird here that the tasks are to level up the Titans 35 times each, And so again, if the rewards are soul stones, I don't really know who's going to be doing this and who this event is for. Generally speaking, souls are by far the easiest of all of the Titan resource types to level up. So, if you're getting paid souls to put levels into your Titans, like first of all, no one's going to be able to do 140 levels into your Titans. I think these tasks are mostly going to be completed by people who already have all of the Titans maxed out. Hopefully, at least, you get credit for completing these tasks if you already have them at the max level. And then if you're giving, the rewards of Titan souls and Titan potions to people who already have the Titans maxed out, it's kind of like offering water to someone who's drowning. And if you actually need souls, which are the likely reward out of this, then you're not going to be able to level your Titans up 35 times unless you've just got them all sitting at level 1 for some reason. So with that looking like half of each of these events, I'm hoping that the reward types are going to be something less heavily focused on the Titan souls. That would make it more valuable in general, in my opinion. If you're getting Essence of the Elements, maybe some of the artifact fragments or Titan skin stones, then those are resources that you're going to need more of for longer. It's going to be of appeal to a wider base of players. So hopefully we can get some of that out of this. And again, it probably still will only be the people who have these Titans maxed out who can complete leveling 140 in a 3-day period, but at least it'll be resource types that people who can complete the tasks will actually be interested in. Now, as far as notable absences in these events, we don't have VIP task, we don't have buying emeralds or VIP point task, and we don't have spending emeralds. So, that's interesting. There are a lot of people out there who are more towards the free-to-play end of the scale, and this would seem to kind of support them to a degree. Obviously, some of these things are going to require spending to complete in the end, like spending this much energy in a short period and opening 1 million chests in the tower and all that. But, there is no spend emerald task, which, I've got some mixed feelings on, I guess, especially given that these events will be running alongside this Emerald Waterfalls, which has these very high spending targets. Oh, and a quick side note on this. Sorry, but the site is not quite properly handling this Emerald Waterfalls event. It's since Emerald Boom is the name of both the daily and the week-long task, it's kind of lumped those milestones together for the two into this just one entry here. And the payouts also, the return calculator is not properly handling the idea that there are 2 spend emeralds tasks on the same event. So it's like assuming that you have to spend emeralds independently to complete each of them, which isn't quite right. So I'll have to make some recalculations to handle this unusual event structure. But anyway, back to these current events. We're really going to have to wait and see what the rewards are. But odds are it'll just be, for me, if the reward type's really good, then I'll put these skins in. Otherwise, I'll continue to hold on to my Titan skin stones until one of those light and dark events rolls around that pays out some of the more interesting resource types for this stuff. I think it'll mostly just be whatever I happen to get paid out automatically for these Titans that are leveled of each of the elements. But we'll see which way that goes. And then finally, as promised, the one other piece of game data that we got in the same update is definitely good news. We're going to have, upon the conclusion of these 3 Titan events and the Emerald Waterfalls, we will have on Sunday night, at least here in the West, we're going to have another 1-day run of that extra shop in the left-hand panel of shops, where you can spend emeralds to kind of get some hero items, and coming back again with this version of the shop appears to be the pet potion exchange. It looks like all of the slots will be the same. You can get some artifact materials and a handful. I think there were 10 possible options to exchange your pet potions. I think that was a big hit, so it's nice to see that coming back around again. All right, but hopefully this helps you plan your weekend. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you again next time.